Hey all, Tom Moran here from Tom's Big Spiders. In this episode, we're going to be rehousing my Omothymus schioedtei, or the Malaysian earth tiger, I believe is the common name. I'll double check that one after this because I'm terrible with the common names. But anyway, this is a large arboreal old world species, not one I would recommend as a beginner species. I want to make that clear because unfortunately during the course of the rehousing, I never mentioned whether it was or not, but a beautiful spider. So this video was actually shot about 2 months ago or so, and during that time, right after rehousing the spider, it buried itself down at the bottom of its burrow. I waited for it to resurface. It finally opened the burrow up again, and when I shine a flashlight down, what looks like is down there is a big, beautiful, green, mature male. So, oh well, hopefully, we'll get a female in the future, but still love it. Anyhow, enough of me talking. Let's get into the actual video. All right, we're about to rehouse my Omothymus schioedtei, Malaysian earth tiger or something like that. I'll have to double check the common name, but I picked two of these guys up as slings from Cold Blood on Arachnoboards from August in 2019. At that time, I had one of them in a 16-ounce deli cup, and I'll flash up some pictures of these because I do have footage of them. And the other one was in a 3-inch by 2.75-inch by 6-inch tall AMAC box, and I'll show both of those. Now, this is a species that likes moisture, so I included moist substrate in each, some sphagnum moss, a little cork bark hide, and although they are considered to be arboreal, expect these guys are going to dig. Like any Omothymus species, they will start off as almost burrowing. They will go behind things, build little dirt curtains, some tunnels. Again, you need to keep them moist. I did include water dishes with them. It's one of the reasons I started them in larger enclosures because I wanted to make sure that they wouldn't dry up. Well, we got this one here in April of 2020, I think it was. She was about 3 inches. We moved her from the AMAC box into this here, which is a 5.5 or 5.5 liter Dedro enclosure. They sell these everywhere. I used to get them on Walmart. I've been buying them on Amazon. This is just the Dedro brand, but there's a bunch of different companies that make them. I like them because they make good juvenile arboreal enclosures. They're easy to ventilate. They're very secure. The only unfortunate part is they're a bit milky. So we put her in that, again, deep substrate. I believe it was BioDude, and this is one of the few I've had mold. And I think what happened is I got some of that yellowish fungus in there. I'll tilt that up so you can see it. I hate that stuff. It's harmless, supposedly, but it looks terrible, and I don't like it when it gets down in the burrows, and it was starting to explode. But I think what happened is she's been very good about dropping her boluses in the water dish. I think a couple times it got behind here, and we got some mold in it, so I want to get her out of here. I'm not sure how big she is, although I did catch her the other night leaning out. She looks like she's pretty good size. This is a large species, supposedly can get 8 or 9 inches, I think. So this may not end up being her permanent home over here. We'll see how it goes. But what we have over here is one of the primal cages, the glass ones, the ones with the slide, or the glass, acrylic ones with the sliding little magnetic tops. I have a bunch of these now. I like them because they offer a lot of visibility. Very clear, snap right into place. And what we have here is about 3.5, maybe even 4 inches in a corner of BioDude substrate. You could use topsoil, cocoa fiber, peat, mixture of that, some vermiculite, throw some moss in there, whatever you want. This is just what I'm using. I have leaf litter, I have regular sphagnum moss, I have New Zealand sphagnum moss, and what I hope will happen is she will go in, dig around in here, use this as a burrow. What may end up happening is she may reside behind it. I've had that happen before too, where they don't go into here, but they go behind it. But what I'm expecting is some digging and some webbing. So enough talking about the setups. I'm sure I'm forgetting something, but we'll cover it afterwards. Let's get into actually getting this girl out of here, which I'm thinking is not going to be particularly fun because she's burrowed all the way down to the bottom. So I'm going to try to we're going to get the water dish out of here. And there's like fungi under the water dish. I hate this stuff, but I have spoken to somebody who knows about the different fungi and said that the stuff is harmless, which is good because we often get it when we use cocoa fiber. Oh, oh my. I don't know if you can see her on here. This is one of these not fun situations where you're not sure where the spider is. Let's put this light on so I can get a little extra light over here. I'm not seeing, I think that's moss. All right, I think I see another tunnel. Just gonna lay this down. Yeah, I think she's in there. Just hope we don't get a jack-in-the-box spider here. I like how the camera subtly moves backwards when I say that. Like, I don't even think you're conscious of it. It just all of a sudden starts sliding backwards. Well, she's got plenty of space to move. Worst case scenario, she gets out and bolts. Yeah, I think she's in the bottom of this. Oh, no, don't dump the water. I hate when the water just comes out because then everything turns into mud in here. All right, so... Yep, there's a tunnel under there. I haven't had to do one of these in a while. Interesting. All right, so just keep cleaning it out. I gotta make like a mulch pile for this stuff. At our other house, that's gonna be fun if they ever try to. We have a huge, huge pile next to the garage of all the substrates I've thrown out. And it's also a spot where we bury like mature nails and stuff, and there's some mulch in there. So somebody's gonna go digging in there and get the shock of their life. All right, so what I'm going to try to do, and this has worked before, is collapse this so just all the dirt comes out and she's left on the bottom. And it worked. Now, just so, oh, there she goes. Hopefully it's a she. Get ready because she might come out that way. She's trying to get up the side. Just so everybody's aware of what I did there, I identified where the spider was, and when you do this, you want to make sure that this tips away from the spider, and you don't obviously want it to fall on the spider. Let me see if I can get this out of the way here. Yeah, see, this was a good call because that stuff's completely infested her burrow. Like, I don't mind if it's on the outside as much, but I don't want it in the burrow. Get a shot of her there. Get the light. She's pretty. These guys get big too. Beautiful girl. All right. Let's go for the cup. No, I need you to go in the cup. In the cup. In the cup. So, something I've experienced over the year, I'm trying not to... This play dead thing I've seen from many fossorial species when you disturb them. And I've had it happen with the, what was it, the gigas? The H. gigas, when I rehoused them, kind of did it with, I'd seen other ones do it. It's almost like a defensive mechanism. There we go. There we go. Right up to the top. And she's going to do it again. Okay, so let's see if she does it. She was the one that the last time we did this stuck her little foot right out of the thing.
She did it 2 seconds ago for a little bit.
All right, so what we're going to do here, we're going to put the cardboard over this one. This is stinky. All right, so we'll probably cut that part out, but what happened was Billy just helped put the phone down because, again, her first not responsibility, but what she's here for is to help spot me during these. She helps out immensely. So we put the phone down so we can get this one over here safely so I wouldn't have to accidentally dump a spider out. So what we're going to do now is get her into the new enclosure. I'm going to try not to end up with this in my hand. I don't know if you can get a shot of her. Oh, she's kind of olive greeny. I'm not sure what color the males are. I'm still holding out hope that I'll get a female. And boom.
Wow.
Good. So if you want to get a shot of her in there. Move around here. Not so much for that. Nah, whatever. All right, so the growth rate on this one started off really good, but it's slowed down a little bit. And it's funny because I have my Oviolosophies who did the same thing. The males matured out within, I think it was like 14 to 16 months. Like it was very quickly. They were long, gangly, 5.5, 6 inches or so. And they completely matured out. The female at that time was a little smaller, but then she matured out, hit about the 5-inch mark, got her colors, and then slowed way down. So we'll see if we experience the same thing with these, that quick growth rate for the first year or so, and then they slow down a little bit. If she does hit the 8-inch mark, obviously this enclosure here will be a bit too small for her, and I have other ones that we can use for her. But just gorgeous spider. I'm hoping I get a female because the females are just stunning and huge. So I'm guessing what she will do is create her burrow, because she did go down immediately into here. She'll create her burrow in here. We want that. I'm almost hoping she'll do a little digging at the bottom. I will keep the substrate moist. Before anybody worries, I will be putting in a water dish. I have to find something a little nicer because I got these little naturalistic setups here, and then I put these cruddy little cups in. They work good in the other ones, but there we go. The enclosure itself is 8 by 8 by 12, which I find is good for medium-sized arboreals, but again, if she gets too big, we'll get her out of there. Temperatures, as always, in my room are low to mid-70s in the wintertime. Here, closer to like 72, 73 most of the time, pretty consistently. Although in the other house, they would fluctuate a little bit more. And in the summertime, it's going to hit probably 80 to, it could hit 85 up here. We'll see how it goes. It was a little warmer when we visited in the summer, but traditionally we're talking high 70s to maybe 80, 82 in the other house where we had her. Feeding, they have eaten great from day one. Even when they were little 1-inch slings, they were eating like champs. Hence why they put on the size the way they did. As juveniles, I was dropping in medium-sized prey, and now she gets large crickets, 1 or 2 large crickets, and she takes them down with no problem. I assume she takes them down. They disappear, and then their remains end up in the water dish. So there we go, Omothymus schioedtei. Awesome spiders. Very excited to have these. Hoping I have a female, but people have raised them before. Maybe you're able to look at it now. She's probably, what, 4 inches or so? 4.5 inches now, so I don't know if that's big enough to figure out if it's going to be a male or a female. Feel free to guess. But awesome spiders. Definitely check them out if you find them. So obviously the ones you have to dig up are always a little more stressful. I found that if you just take your time, the majority of them will go down to the bottom of their burrows, flatten up, squish themselves off, and try to hide. It's almost like they realize that if you're digging at them, if they move, they're going to put themselves in more danger, so they try to play, almost like playing dead, and I've seen this before with a couple fossorial species. Once you clear away that last bit of dirt and they're exposed, that's when you may have a spider that bolts. So just a heads up for those of you that end up having to dig up one of your fossorial species, it can always be a bit stressful, but if you keep your cool, work slowly, make sure you don't accidentally prod the spider with something sharp or hard, you should be okay. So that will do it for this one. As always, if you liked it enough to subscribe, very much appreciated. You click the little circle up there. If you'd like to check out more of the videos, see what I'm about, you can find them over in here. Please feel free to comment. I respond to all comments. Just know it can take me a couple days because I tend to get a few of them. That will do it for this one. As always, guys, stay safe, and we'll catch you all next time.